この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Yu Hakusho episode 63 and 64. I don't know why I sound like a flight attendant right now, but please make sure your seatbacks and tray tables are in the full upright and locked position because we're in for some turbulence. Before we get started on actually talking about literally anything else for this episode, I want to talk about something from last week's episodes, which I've already talked about in too great a length, which is the spirit cuff situation. And I know that some of you are going, oh no, not again. Trust me, you might like this. So some people had some discussion in my Discord. By the way, I have a Discord. It's cool. You can throw $1 to me on Patreon like once, and I'll never kick you out of the Discord unless you're an asshole. That's the way the Discord works. So if you want to chat with other people about stuff in the Discord, throw me $1 on Patreon and it's yours forever. Unless you're an asshole, and then I'll kick you out. But in my Discord, in the Yu Hakusho channel, because we have that, which is great, some people made some really good arguments about the spirit cuff situation, which is wonderful, and part of the reason why when I do have a feeling about something, I like to go in on it, because if I'm wrong, people will tell me, and that's super useful. I haven't talked about this a lot recently, but part of the whole contract that we have, me as a creator and you as an audience, is that I get to be wrong about shit, and you get to tell me why I'm wrong about shit, and then I get to read it and be like, nah, I still think the way that I think, or I could be like, well, that's a pretty good argument. Maybe I was wrong about that. This is one of those latter cases. So shoutouts to Ham J on my Discord, who wrote a pretty solid little chunk of paragraph text that I'm going to read part of out and probably respond to as we go through it. Quote from Ham J. Thanks, Ham J. So, I disagree that the spirit cuffs are an ass pull. You don't foreshadow weighted clothing. That would defeat the entire purpose, because then the audience already knows the entire first phase is irrelevant, because no one is actually fighting at full strength. Like, I'm willing to bet that it also comes out of nowhere the first time it gets used in Dragon Ball. It does. And also in DBZ when Piccolo does it, and a bunch of other times. It also doesn't really mean anything most of those times, although the Roshi stuff with the shell is more of a thing. We'll get to that when we talk about what GK says later, but we'll get to it. Obviously by the 50th time it gets used in Dragon Ball Z, it's kind of predictable. Or when you do I am not actually left-handed, the audience is supposed to be surprised because they didn't know that you weren't actually left-handed, and now the fight is interesting, and then you get but I'm also not actually left-handed, and it becomes an interesting play between the characters, because it's a social interaction where they're convincing each other that they're at a certain level of power, and it becomes fun. That's totally cool. Blah, blah, blah. Ditto, this isn't even my final form. Quote, from Ham J, honestly, Toguro is breaking all kinds of new ground by always announcing how much he's holding back. And this on its own was kind of a pretty dope comment, because it sort of shook my position on the whole thing. I was like, oh shit. First off, you're right that you don't foreshadow the spirit cuffs, and I don't know why I would think that it would be better to have more foreshadowing. I do think in this particular situation, we could have had something to indicate it, coming from Genkai. Like, anything in that conversation that was just not explained in that moment could have been really cool, but it wasn't there, and it doesn't need to be there, either as part of the tradition of the weighted clothing or whatever, or as just a story beat in this particular fight. Later on, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Doured? 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 Says, I would contend that it's not a Deus Ex Machina if its purpose is to create an obstacle or to obfuscate plot and not to solve a problem. And goes on, I'm not going to read through the entirety of this comment, but the spirit cuffs are not necessary. They're a dramatic element of the ramping stakes of the fight, and the most important point here, and the thing that I'm going to kind of add to it, because I think it makes the point that Doured, is trying to make maybe even better, is that the spirit cuffs being removed doesn't really help. Yusuke takes off the spirit cuffs, gets to lay into Toguro a bunch. It looks really cool, and it does nothing. He punches him through the stadium, and everybody's like, Yusuke did it, but he didn't. He didn't get enough power at all. It wasn't nearly enough. So, do the spirit cuffs function as a Deus Ex Machina ass pull if your character pulls out their, secret extra special trap card and throws it at the opponent and it misses? No, not really, not functionally for the storyline as it's going on. Yusuke didn't pull this out of his ass and then win because of it. He pulled it out of his ass, got much more powerful, and now he's still fucked. So all of my gripes with the whole Spirit Cuffs thing, which were like, gosh, if only this were something where Yusuke dives deep into himself and finds power that he didn't know that he had, well, that's not what this situation is. Yusuke goes into this fight, he tests himself at his normal level, he realizes he needs to power up, he uses his one joker in his hand, his big thing that he's like, I've been saving this for a while, I've been working on this for a while, I'm pulling it out in this moment, it's gonna be enough to defeat Toguro. He pummels Toguro into the dirt, and Toguro gets back up, and Yusuke goes, oh fuck. So now he does have to dig deep into himself. It's not that the Spirit Cuffs are taking the place of genuine character development or growth. It's that they're the thing that he tried first, and it didn't work. So he now has to do the genuine character development and growth. And I think that this perspective is a lot more fun and makes the whole Spirit Cuffs thing a lot less of a gripe for me. I still have some problems with it. I don't think it's a great element, even if it's going to fail, even if all of the things that we've said about it are true. I think that there are other things that could have been more interesting, like changing tactics could be really neat. Using a different kind of weaponry or a different kind of attack could be really neat. But those are just like options that I'm throwing out. Like, of course you could have, of course, Togashi, you could have done something different and maybe I would like it more, but I'm coming up with those ideas, so of course I would like them more. That's bullshit. There's something else that's kind of relevant here, and it has to do with context and timing. And that is, when in the history of our real world did Rock Lee take off his weights? And the answer to that is 2004 is when the volume where Rock Lee takes his weights off. The most, like, powerfully in my consciousness that this thing happened is 2004, the volume of Naruto where Rock Lee removes his weights fighting Gaara is released. That's when that story beat came into my knowledge. This is Yu Yu Hakusho. It's a long time before that. It had DBZ to look at. It had some JoJo's to look at for inspiration and stuff, and plenty of other shonen and stuff. But it's easy to forget once we've gotten into the Dark Tournament this far, and the show's gotten so good, and the fights have gotten so modern in their feeling. It's easy to forget that this show is well over 20 years old, and that the manga that it's based off of is even older. So the idea that Togashi is like pulling something from the ether, from the zeitgeist of shonen anime and manga to make his story beat make sense, and is just like, let's do the weighted clothing gambit, is irrelevant and false, because he's basically one of the like procreators of it. So the gripe of it that's like, this is old hat, doesn't work when it's not old hat when the piece of media was created, you know? So basically all of my arguments kind of fell apart, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta actually talk about this at the beginning of the next video because people are right and I was wrong. Well, so be it. And thus we're here. Wow. Yeah, so overall, I just want to make sure that this comes off in the right way, which is that thank you for expressing your opinions about the show that I'm watching, especially when I say things about them that you disagree with. That's very valuable information to me, and having other people's interpretations of a show is useful. I'm by no means any kind of, like, authority on whether things are good or not, and we haven't had many conversations about that part of the sort of contract that is between us as a creator and consumer of media, and a bunch of consumers and creators of media. Like, I want you to help me influence my opinions. I want that. I don't dislike that. I don't want you to help me help by influencing my opinions about things that are yet to come, because that's spoiling shit for me. Let me form my opinions about things, say them, and if you think they're wrong, tell me. God, tell me, because I love being wrong. I mean, I don't love it. It hurts. It sucks. But I'd rather come out of that process with a better understanding of the piece of media than to just be like, I'm wrong and that's good. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So, yeah, that's basically my whole piece about the Spirit Cuff situation. Now for turbulence. Welcome to Yu Yu Hakusho. We've talked for like 8 minutes or so about the thing that I said last week. Whoops. We're in the middle of the fight. It's the fight. It's the one between the Toguro and the Yusuke. Things have gotten bad, and then they've gotten worse. Toguro is bad, and he has just lost any reason to hold back at all when he's fighting Yusuke. I think there's the implication that he's just going to go 100%, and we're all going to die. That's what's happening here. What are we going to do about it? I don't know. Toguro is a demigod demon monster with shoulder pauldrons like fucking a fucking space marine. He slimmed himself down to skinny boy mode and then called on all of the gods and anime to power his ass up, and now his ass is powered up and he's gonna pummel Yusuke into the dirt. Like wet red pink mist smear on the pavement. Oh wait, the pavement's gone, it's all been shattered, the ring doesn't exist. Wet smear on the sand? Puddle? I don't know. Yusuke's dead. That's all I know. This is bad. So, now we're in the situation where we need an ass pull. Or, better yet, character development. We need Yusuke to dive deep inside and either burn some life energy or figure some shit out, because he is a tiny little man boy and Toguro is a semi-trailer truck with arms and fists and desire to kill you. Yikes. Okay, so that's where our show stands. Let's see if Yusuke dies. Great. I think I've succeeded at this intro. I think we've done it as well as we have to do it. Come join the Discord stuff and things. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't do that anymore. I don't tell people to do that. Maybe I should tell people to do that. Do you think I should tell people to do that? I think it's annoying. I think it's really annoying when YouTubers tell you to, like, oh yeah, comments and subscribes and stuff. That's why I started doing the Patreon things at the end, and then I just phased them out, and then whatever. Okay. Yu Hakusho. I'm in a weird mood. I've had a lot of tea today. Yu Hakusho 63. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm gonna stop dilly-dallying. All right, I've got episode 63 of Yu Hakusho up and ready to go. It is sitting at 0 seconds up on my screen over here. There will be two versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the describbledy-dibbledy-dibbledy-doo. Timer-based version will be up on YouTube. If you would like to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of Yu Hakusho with the timer-based version of this episode, you are welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready, because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you right now. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. More tea. Ah. Is bad. is very bad. Okay. Oh my god. Keiko's eyes. Yeah. Smash into a door. Bad choo-choo. What's... Is the job to fight you? You want a real battle. Okay. Okay. Alright. So where's the ultimate power? That actually makes a lot of logical sense. Fully Blood Knight. Yeah. Huh. Okay. I buy that. Oh, he's talking to them. That's really cool. Are those spirits? Are those coming from people? Really? Oh. Jesus. Quote, I've chosen evil. He fully believes himself to be evil. That's interesting for an evil character. Most evil characters don't think they're evil. Ah, nice. Ooh. Jury, hold on to your soul, please. Bye. Yeah, the barrier. Yeah. Hi, Psycho. What you doing? What you doing over there? What's this? What the fuck? Giant walls? Oh, he's trapping everybody so that Toguro can do his shit. Oh! Wow! Wow, what a play! Oh, that is a bad idea. Nom noms. Yummy, yummy. Letterbox fades. Uh-oh. I think you're right about that, just in a different way. Headbutt? Oh no, just punches. Everybody's cheering for Urameshi. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's self-interest. Yeah. That's not doing anything. Okay. Yeah. He's already got his left elbow broken, right? Ow. Ow. Repeat, ow. Oh, God. No, 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 no. Yeah, you are. He's really dying. Nope. Stop dissociating. Nope. Stop dissociating. You are dissociating. Uh-oh. Oh, no. This is gonna be a moment of genuine growth for their relationship. Nope. Yep. Oh, it is. Oh, no. You need to snap out of it and wake up. So that you can yell something poignant. Yell it. That's what I'm talking about. Why are you fighting, Yusuke? There's our music. Hell yeah. Good enough reason to dig deep. Oh. Oh, okay. Perfect. The biggest dummy head. Is that Kuwabara? Oh, I don't know. I saw a little pompadour there. Oh, hi. Fuck. Yes. Fuck. Oh, geez. Oh, shit. Don't you crush that little girl vision. Ah! Don't you dare. Ow. uh, Kodo, run! Kodo! Not you! Chew! Save Sheila. Good shit. Good job, Chew. You can. It would be very bad. Genkai? I don't think so. I feel like Genkai Spirit just showed up. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I saw that. Oh, do you sense Genkai too? Yeah. Is that mid-roll? Holy fuck, that's mid-roll. Where did the time go? Okay. Nani? Full style shift. Ah! Ah. Never mind. Ooh. Ooh. That's a very good looking scene. Shit. Sound like my dad. Fuck off. Alright. Hell yeah. Make the chance, dude. He said 100%. Sending her in? Who? Holy shit. Yeah, okay, that was, no. Nope. Koenma. Thanks, Koenma. Flap, 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 flap. You know, oh my god, that's so weird. That's so weird, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, Kuwabara. Oh. Yeah? Okay. What? Yeah, what the fuck? True. Okay, that makes sense. Kuwabara. You're gonna kill Kuwabara? You're gonna kill Kuwabara. But you're gonna fake kill Kuwabara. How are you gonna fake kill Kuwabara? It can't be Keiko, she's behind the boundary. It's gotta be Kuwabara. It can't be Hiei, he's not cool enough. Holy shit. Yes. Woof. Woof. Okay. Who's your target? At 100%, you're fine with it. It's just the threat of it is all that's necessary. Yeah. Tick tock. Eeny, meeny, miny, Kuwabara. Like, eeny, meeny, miny, Kuwabara. It's the choice. Unless he tries to kill Koenma, but that wouldn't work. No. No. It's Kuwabara. Yeah. Yeah. Easy. Easy peasy. Alright. Red hair boy. Fuck. You're not there yet. What? Mack truck. Semi-trailer truck with arms. There are the arms. Shit. You're fighting a sentient, chaotic, evil semi-trailer truck. It's not gonna happen. But he's trying. Credit for trying. Kuwabara, go down fighting. Always, Hiei. Always. Yeah, she did. Me too. Push him right to the edge. Don't waste a spirit gun. Oh, Jesus. Nope. Nope. I don't even know what that says. Bad pain. Big bad pain. Okay. Brother! Comrade! Nope, he's right. That's the point. Do it. Do it. Yes, he did. All right. Oh, what a callback. Big smile. I don't think that he will. Do it. Hell yeah. Noble as fuck. Also, he's just gonna donut you, isn't he? Fuck! I mean, he's not gonna die, but there's a lot of tension here. This is great. Yep, there we go. That's what we need. It's weird because we're also rooting for Yusuke to get stronger, so like we want Togoro's plan to work, which is so strange. What? Oh, dude, it just takes a minute. It just takes a minute. Give him a second. Give him a second to process. He's got to get angry here. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. What? What? Not rage. Not rage. Are we cliffhanging here? We're cliffhanging here. Holy shit. So we're gonna open with Henshin? And it's sadness. What a response! That's... What a response! Maybe not for long? Ooh. And he's getting it. Careful what you wish for. I mean, that's gonna be... Ah! No! No, 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 no. Careful what you wish for. 100% if Yusuke Henshin's next episode, that's our title. Which is sad because it's such a trite title and I've used it before. But gosh, if it fits, it fits. Sometimes you gotta stick with what works. Woo! I like a lot of things in this episode. All right, highlights off the top of my brain. Moving backward through time, Toguro's response, "I have to live with that, maybe not for long, Yusuke," is some of the tightest, sickest one-liner writing that I have ever heard, and I love it. Just like I have to live with that, maybe not for long. Ooh, you feel that one in your bones. It's dope. Then backtrack a little bit more. Kuwabara's like speech, and more importantly his expressions during it. Like, we can watch this whole thing with just the animation, and all we've got is Kuwabara leaning fully into the first persona we met him in. Utterly cocky, utterly confident, utterly driven, utterly dedicated to those he cares about, smiling all the way, walking to his death. That's sick. That's sick. I'll say, in a meta sense, I don't think Kuwabara's dead. I don't know whether it's gonna be some kind of spirit world run down the dragon road thing and you're back, or if he's just not as dead as we think he is, but he's not gonna die here. And maybe that takes away from some of the like legitimacy of the tension. But I think we can still respect the tension that's being built here while being pretty confident that Kuwabara does not die here completely forever and is gone as a character, right? I think it's fair for us to be like, this is really good tension building and a really great way to force Yusuke to power up, built around a character, the loss of a character who we desperately love. Like, Kuwabara is one of our closest characters. We knew him before we knew Kurama. We knew him before we knew Hiei. And that's why it's such an obvious choice. He's going to kill Kuwabara. We go down the list, it's like, is he going to kill Koenma? Why would Yusuke care? Koenma's kind of a dingus. I mean, you could make that the story if you wanted to, but it would feel trite. It would feel blech. Same thing with Kurama and Hiei. They're cool, but they aren't family the way that Kuwabara is. Kuwabara and Keiko and Botan are family. We've had them since the beginning. And Keiko and Botan are behind a barrier by Pooh. Or their own barrier that they're putting together with their own powers or whatever. They're behind a barrier, regardless. It's gonna be one of the teammates. It's gonna be Kuwabara. It has to be Kuwabara, and it's perfect for it to be Kuwabara. This is good writing. Thank you, Takashi. Good writing. Well done. Yeah, this is nice. This is a really good little segment thing here. Why is it so good, though? Well, I said it a little bit as we were kind of fading out, but because we want the same thing Toguro wants in this moment, and that's really interesting, isn't it? What do we want in this moment as Toguro has powered up to a point where Yusuke cannot defeat him? He is threatening Yusuke, and Genkai says that tells Toguro straight up, if you want Yusuke to be full power, all you need to do is kill one of his friends. What do we want for this entire fight? Watching Yusuke get pummeled into the dirt, watching him choke and cough up blood, watching Keiko wanting him to succeed and survive so much that she fully dissociates from the situation and just flashes back to all this stuff. We want our hero to be strong enough. We want our hero to go through his next henshin, to go through his transformation, to do an ass pull that makes sense in some way, where he digs deep into his real reserves of power that we know he has because he's the protagonist and he has to, and we want him to pull this fight out. We want him to win. So we are told in the same sentence that she tells Toguro, we're told by Genkai, the way for this to happen is if Yusuke watches one of his friends die. He will tear down his internal barriers that hold him off from all of his repressed emotion, and in doing so, he will reach his own internal innate sadness, and it will be let free. So we look at that and we go, that's a really shitty thing to have to do to Yusuke, but it's the only way Yusuke gets that powered up and kills Toguro. And most importantly, I think, the stakes don't change here. The stakes of Yusuke losing are always all of them die. The stakes for Yusuke winning but he loses one friend are far better. Even if it's worse because, like, that decision had to be made and the friend was killed earlier, it doesn't really matter. If Yusuke loses, if Yusuke never gets his shit together and Toguro decides that this fight isn't worth his time anymore, Toguro smashes Yusuke's head, and then the demons descend and kill everyone else on their team because that's the way that this has all been set up. So Kuwabara's sacrifice to sacrifice himself, not to make Toguro's dreams happen, but to ensure that Yusuke powers up and gets stronger, Kuwabara's sacrifice is is fucking noble, like genuinely noble. If his gamble works, if Genkai's whole gambit works, then they all survive except for the one who sacrificed himself, and that sacrifice led to their survival. That's brilliant. That's great. That's fantastic. Kuwabara, maybe he doesn't rationally think this, but story-wise, he has every reason to accept his death in this moment, because doing so puts them all in a better position for victory. That's what they've been doing every time any of them step into the ring, right? Every time any of them has stepped into the ring, they are actively choosing that they might die here. If they lose the fight, they might die. Kurama almost dies. Hiei almost kills himself with the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, right? This is what they've been doing all the time. I go into the ring because I must fight, because if I don't fight, we all lose and we all die, right? We're all fucked if I don't fight, so I will put my life on the line for all of us. That's what the whole team has been doing this whole time, and they've come close. So, all we do is make that more explicit. Kuwabara chooses to die for his team. And that's good. That's good writing. It fits Kuwabara. It fits the manly man broski that he is. He's there for his team, and he's going to fight and die for them. I think that's sick. I'll also mention that, like, somebody, I think it was GK in my Discord a little while ago, when we had the last Kuwabara fight, said that Kuwabara kind of gets the short end of the stick in a lot of these fights, and I think that GK is right. He gets kind of pummeled a few times. I like having this element. If Kuwabara didn't show up, he doesn't show up the super best in all of the fights. That's fair. But he shows up right here when it counts, and I think that's worth it. I think that's credit where credit is due to both to Kuwabara himself as a character and to Togashi for writing him this way. I think it's sick. Okay. I think those are my main roses of the episode. If we do like roses and thorns, I don't really have any thorns with the episode. This is just fucking sick all the way through. But let's do a skim through and talk about all of the things. So yeah, Spirit Blast, Bad Juju, everybody's screwed. I wonder what the title is for this one, actually. Let me just check, just for fun. Yusuke, A Trial to the Limits of Sorrow. Great title. Terrible title to read before watching the episode, isn't it? Right? Fucking hell. Okay. Scary boy, very scary. There's some cool animation in this episode, but nothing that was like hyper ultra mega stellar. The biggest things that I really enjoyed about the animation and visuals of this episode were some of the stylistic shifts, and some of the like broad scenes. Like Toguro as this unassailable pillar in the center of the ring is a visual like motif that's throughout the episode. Yusuke keeps getting buffeted off of him to elsewhere in the ring, and then we just show Toguro in the center standing strong. And I think that's cool and valid and interesting. Where do we get the choice to follow them through and I've chosen evil?
But that's not what I waited all this time for. You have a power you still have not realized, and this body will bring it out.
Okay, before we get to that, I did just stumble upon the line, you have a power you have still not yet realized, and this body will bring it out. What's Toguro's motivation here? Fully Blood Knight. And it has not always been that way. He's always had an element of that, but he's had a rational side as well. That has disappeared once he's transformed. He is a very different persona now that he is 100%. What is he here for? To test his limits. He has never been forced to this 100% before, and he wants to know what he can do against an opponent who can take it and dish it back out. He is fully 100% a Blood Knight. But there's also more to him, so give me a second.
This body will bring it out. That's everything needed for an ultimate power.
That's everything needed for an ultimate power, and that's what he really cares about, right? It was the phrase before, strength overwhelming, right? Or strength absolute, and ultimate power is a different way of saying the same thing, right? He's looking for that ideal, like he is an embodiment of power, the most that he could obtain for himself, but he's still seeking the ultimate power, the absolute strength. And it's something that he will never ever get, because anytime he defeats someone who he thinks is worthy of defeating with his maximal power, you can always invent someone stronger than that. The idea that there might be someone stronger than that there's a platonic ideal of the powerful individual. Toguro wants to ascend to that, but his only way of ascending to something like that is to defeat people who hold that title, and nobody holds that title except himself. So he's going to be constantly hamstrung by his own desire. It's kind of a really interesting character backstory and, like, reason for being. For years, I've waited for those ingredients to show themselves, and now they finally have. And then the next line is really telling.
They have, so I must put my strength against yours.
There's a word there that's important. So I must. Okay. We gotta go back to my debate heritage for this one. I have an ear that is trained to listen for a few key words, and those words are should, ought, and must. Those are the big ones. They all imply a moral imperative, like moral necessity. There is a moral in Toguro's worldview from his perspective, through the lens through which he sees the entire world, which is a lens of power. There is a moral imperative that he must put his body's strength against this embodiment of some other form of strength and prove himself stronger. He is the embodiment of a chaotic might equals right person, right? So he must, not like I want to, not I feel the need to. I morally and ethically must put my power against yours. I think that's so interesting because the phrasing that our characters use is important. The language with which they use to represent their ideas is important. And Toguro using a must here demonstrates to us like how important this is to him. This is his ideal. This is his moral imperative. This is his life's work in a way. And that's so strange for a villain, right? Yeah. Especially one who later in the episode will fully say, quote, I've chosen evil, which is the reason that I'm actually going through all his lines right now, but we'll get there. Very interesting. Anyway, I'm going to keep skipping through and we'll keep skipping around.
Stand this guy. But it's my own choices to follow them through that define what I am.
What I am. So Koenma presents a reasonable explanation for why Toguro acts the way that he does. It's his demon half. The demon part of his body has the instinct to combat, to fight, to evil, and that explains it. Solid, easy peasy. Toguro turns to him mid-conversation with Yusuke and goes, don't sell me short. That's not what it is. Calling me an animal guided by demonic instinct cuts out all of my choice in the matter. I choose this. My instincts are there, my body has them, but I make the active choice to follow them through. I am, at core, a devil myself. And that is what I am. It is those choices that define, quote, what I am. Not who I am, what I am. I am power incarnate. That's what I idolize. That's what I endeavor to be. And the demonic way, the fighting way, is the way that I see to achieve that. So I am aligned with my instincts. They're there. I choose to use them. That's fascinating. I'm not somebody who you can pity and say, oh, he's just driven mad by what he did to himself. He's the mad scientist who experimented on himself and went apeshit. He's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. No, I'm Mr. Hyde all the time. Dr. Jekyll is in control, and Dr. Jekyll says, rage. That's fucking dope. That's such a sick character.
But it's not until I decide to kill that the feeding begins.
It's not until I decide to kill that the feeding begins.
I've chosen evil.
I've chosen evil. Very interesting, because people don't usually actively choose evil. Usually when evil is presented to you, it's presented as a devil's bargain. Come, Luke, to the dark side, and we can rule the universe as father and son. We could have family. We could rule and do good things. That's what evil is. We think we're doing good by being authoritarian and whatever, right? That's why you're the villain. We can't align our ideals. Togoro's like, no, I'm evil. And that's the fastest route to power, which is the only thing I really care about. I'll kill people, I'll be authoritarian, I'll be a murderer, whatever. I just want to be powerful. That's the moral, like the peak moral good is power. Pure chaos. Again, might makes right. Might makes good, right? And good is irrelevant because might defines it, so being strong is all that matters. This is shockingly intricate as like a worldview. Like shockingly well put together. And this is stuff that like is what makes Toguro interesting as a villain. And I wanna just take a little step back and go, hey, Super Eyepatch Wolf, you're wrong. You're wrong, Super Eyepatch Wolf. It's not because he ordered orange juice. That's just a weird thing that he did. You could throw that kind of shit on any character. That doesn't make him interesting. What makes Toguro interesting? He fully, actively, and knowingly like chooses evil so that he can get stronger because evil and good don't matter in his moral system. Strength matters. Whatever other people call evil and good is irrelevant. It's just one or another path to strength. And the good path to strength doesn't seem to work for him. It requires, like, relying on other people, and that sucks. That's difficult, so he'll just do the evil thing. That's so cool. That's such a smart way to write an evil guy. He's evil, and he knows it. Most evil characters are like, I'm just not aligned with you. I have my own perspective. He's like, no. I choose this because it gets me what I want, and what I want matters. That's evil. That's selfish and evil. Like, definitionally on every layer. The foundations of Toguro's personality, the foundations of his entire decision-making process are built around power and obtaining it for himself. That's so cool. Yeah, and then he kills a bunch of people. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't remember where it happens exactly, but it's later once it gets even stronger. I love Chu showing up for Kodo and calling her Sheila. I think that's great. I wish there was more. I just wish that there was more. Sakyo closing off the arena. Wow. Big move, very scary. No explanation, but that's okay. I'm fully okay with that. Okay, and then we letterbox Yusuke for interesting technique, visually. Jump back around over here. What does Toguro say here?
All you weaklings had best remain in your seats.
Yeah. And I see it is your resistance that blah, blah, blah.
How much you and I are similar that makes you lash out at me.
Yeah, it's your resistance to how similar we are that makes you lash out. And we get a kind of a turn from the entire audience now that they realize that Toguro is going to be the death of literally all of them. They're like, oh shit, Yusuke, you're our hero now. Save us? I think that's kind of cool. The audience has been fickle this whole time, but having them turn on the monstrous Toguro because he's gone so evil that even all of the like straight up chaotic evil demons who are in the audience are like, whoa, this guy's a problem. We're on the Yusuke side now. That's fucking fascinating. I think that's very fun. Yeah, plenty of scenes of Yusuke just pummeling Toguro to zero effect, and then Toguro punching his lung through his chest, you know, as you do, crushing his hand, smushing him up. And then we turn to Keiko with dead eyes. Oh god. This is very sweet. It feels very sweet as Keiko goes through all of these like moments, and the way that she feels toward Yusuke is very sweet. Of course, it's all coming from the moment of her just dissociating from what she believes is the eventual death of Yusuke, her kind of boyfriend. She's like watching him die and can't, so she's dissociating completely. Ow. And this hurts. This is painful to watch.
We're not hundreds.
Which, again, kind of works in an interesting meta way, because this is painful for us to watch too, so we get an emotional touchstone with Keiko that brings us back to all of these important moments for Yusuke and for Keiko, and the reasons that we know that Yusuke is actually a good boy who cares about his friends, and he's going to pull through this because he's the Determinator and he's got reasons. Like, it's all here, and it's really good. Also, the later thing where Botan is, like, trying again to be strong for them, very similar to the moment when she found out Genkai died, where she's locked herself into the bathroom and is crying with the water running to muffle her tears. She's like trying desperately to be strong and to tell Keiko that, no, we have to believe in him. We just have to believe that he'll pull through this. But they're all facing their death and the death of everybody that they know, so it doesn't work. That's pretty legit. And going backward in time through the course of these different moments, you know, them as like middle schoolers, them as kind of young, like 8-year-old, 10-year-old kids, and then even younger than that on the playgrounds. Hey, you want to be best friends? Fuck you, show. That's really cute. And then we get this visual, and this is amazing. The world is warped and twisted around this, and Toguro threatens not you, but the people you care about. And bada boom, time to wake up, and it's not enough. It's just not enough. Again. And again. And again. It's not enough. But what would be enough? Genkai knows, and Genkai's the only one who knows. I hate Genkai speaking through Pooh. I hate it. I really don't like it because I don't like the way Pooh looks, and having Genkai's voice come from it fucking wigs me out. I got nothing else to say besides that. That's like all I've got there. Okay. Immediately after the mid-roll, I wrote something down at like 11:45. There's like a style shift immediately after mid-roll. Like we come out of the whiteness, and there's this cool. It's Dazaki frame-esque in that it's like watercolor, but then it fades into the normal full coloration of the scene. I thought just that technique is really neat. Just going from this watercolor technique into full cell fade through is something that I don't know if I've ever seen before, and I like it. I like it a lot. So Yusuke starts awakening out of anger, and again, we get this stylistic shift. There's a lot more sketchiness, a lot more sketchy broken lines everywhere, and a little bit later we'll get another shot that's very much like this one, but it's got a lot of like dark, thick line work around Yusuke, almost like some of the comedic elements we've seen where you get these like block out lines, but instead of that, it's just emotion coming out of him and like shaking with it, and I think it's dank. There's even some of it over the course of like this punch that's really cool. I like this punch a lot. It's very dynamic feeling. But once we get these thick, almost like they've got sketchy borders to them, but these thick strokes for the lines, they've got momentum and like force to them, and I think that's super cool. Okay, yeah, this is where we start getting more of it. It's all over Toguro, and then it's all right here. Every single piece of line work here is made up of multiple, like, jagged sketches, especially, like, here around his mouth, right? That line is not a line that was drawn. It's multiple, like, sharp, sketch lines that go up and break off of his line, and this creates a lot of emotion in the frame that I think is really cool. Like, you look at this and you're like, Yusuke angry. You don't need to know the context of any of it. You know Yusuke angry, and that's because it's in this shot. It's built into like the structure of the frame itself, and that's super dope. I think it's super cool. I also think that this sequence of cuts is also really neat. This spinning thing into this simple just sliding background shot into move the sliding background, shift it, demonstrate that it's actually three-dimensional into more cool stuff. This isn't like we took one key animator and did one really cool three-dimensional shot, which we've seen before. This is multiple shots merged together to create an effect, and I think it works. I think it's probably easier to do this than some of those other things, because this is just like cell of Yusuke making expressions. This might be a Wakabayashi, actually. I would be unsurprised entirely if this portion right here was drawn by Atsushi Wakabayashi, because look at the way he gets all stretchy with his arm and the way his like face and stuff works. I feel like this portion is Wakabayashi. This portion is not, I don't think. And then three-dimensional, background animated, twist, spin, blam, boom. Dead boy dead. Oh no. Oh no. More cool sketchy stuff. Very scary. Spooked Yusuke is spooked. Saki is an asshole. We bring in the stuff with Genkai. Genkai says the thing. Toguro, like, feels Genkai's presence and chucks a bolt of energy over toward their barrier, which is kind of cool. Fight is still with her, you know? Kind of neat. And it's really shitty. It's super shitty, but it is the play. And again, I think the coolest thing about this is that we as the audience want this to happen. We have to want this to happen. Even if, like, we hate the idea that Kuwabara dies, but we need Yusuke to level up. And so we're like, oh shit, Genkai just gave us the path. It's just painful to walk that path. That's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool. You have to sacrifice something to get the power that you want. And that's something that Toguro doesn't care about. This is another element of coolness here, right? Who's Toguro's Kuwabara? Toguro's Kuwabara was Elder Toguro, his brother, right? The closest character to him in any terms. What did Toguro do as soon as Kuwabara became, like, an obstacle in the way of him achieving greater power? He killed him, like, without a thought. What does Yusuke do when his Kuwabara becomes an obstacle to him achieving greater power? He freaks the fuck out and doesn't want Kuwabara to die. This is a core difference between the characters. It's maybe the core difference. Toguro doesn't care about the people around him. He cares about whatever power he can gain. And if he can gain it from other people by literally sucking their souls in or by eliminating a threat to it, he does it without a thought. It's obvious. In fact, he must. There's a moral imperative that outweighs murder, that outweighs, like, betrayal. And that moral imperative is be strong. And if you are strong enough to back yourself up at the end of that, then it didn't matter what you did, what means you used to get to that end. The ends justify the means, right? Classic moral conundrum, classic moral clash between two characters. Yusuke doesn't feel that way. He's here to fight for his friends. He would sacrifice himself for his friends. Kuwabara would sacrifice himself for Yusuke, but Yusuke doesn't want that to happen. Core difference in their character, right? That's so smart. That's so smart. It's so smart. It's written into the fight dynamics. It's so smart. And, well, eeny, meeny, miny, Kuwabara happens. The whole sequence of Toguro just walking, again, like a sentient semi-trailer truck with arms, just walking his way over there. Yusuke keeps pummeling on him, and he is utterly unfazed in every sense. And then he kills Kuwabara. He just does it. Obviously, Kuwabara gets an awesome set of lines where he talks about, the reasons for doing this, and gets to be Kuwabara's a man, and I'll prove it.
We all have to die when our time comes, but if we do our duty, we don't got regrets. So taste a little piece of my sword, Toguro.
What can you say? It's badass as fuck. It's certain doom that he's walking toward. Or certain not doom, but almost doom, kind of, right? Because this is a story, and we know that Kuwabara ain't dead, right? But he doesn't know that. In context, he's walking toward death. And that's rad as fuck, to walk toward death with a smile on your face going, I did my duty. This is me proving myself as a man. This is me doing my must, right? 3 musts present in this episode, right? Yusuke's must, I must protect my friends. Toguro's must, I must become powerful and prove that. Kuwabara's must, I must do my duty, and my duty is to my friends. It's aligned with Yusuke's. It's so good. It's so good. So he rushes in and gets killed. But not killed, but almost killed, sort of. It's hard to say. And it works. And Yusuke is very sad. There's no joy here. There's no reveling in greater power. There's only the verge of tears.
And now I let you take my friend.
Not rage, just sadness and loss. That's cool. That's the difference between a hero going into a battle and a villain going into a battle. A hero goes in knowing that this is not good, that this conflict is detrimental, that they're going to lose their friends and that they already have. A villain goes in going, I get blood, I get to destroy, I get to have fun. Yusuke's not having fun anymore. Yusuke's sad. All of that emotion that's behind the wall, all of the tough emotion, gets to come out, and it happens to come out in the form of dank blue glow stuff that is going to make him hyper powerful in some way. Yeah. This is, I would say, an iconic shot of Yusuke instantly. there are a bunch of iconic shots of Yusuke, and all the ones before this are him looking determined or angry. This one, he almost looks like a Greek statue in a weird way. The like sad and somber expression that's on his face. It's sad and full of loss and grief, but it's also resigned. Not determined so much as resigned to do something. That's super neat. And Toguro just smiles, because this is what he wants. He gets what he wants. And I think he should be careful what he's just wished for. Because I think this is going to be a beatdown of sad boy proportions. And I'm really looking forward to it. Hell yeah. Okay, I think choice to follow them through. I've chosen evil, style post mid-roll, couple cool cuts, careful what you wish for, ending sequence, Kuwabara's dankness. I think we're set. I think I'm happy with my discussion for this episode. I'm going to take a breaky thingy, do a sinky thingy, and come back for the next one. See ya in a moment. Peace. All right, welcome back. We're good to go for episode 64 of Yu Hakusho. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. Yep. And it worked. All of us. I think he will. I don't know what that says. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. He's dead. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Sorry. I'm sorry. We're going to redo that whole sequence? Sick. Hit us with that whole sequence again. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, we're going to do it the same way again. Okay. I thought maybe we would redo it. Bloop. Nani? Looks like it. Good, good. Spirits? By choice. Good. Get scared, Sakio. Ooh, darkness. Yes, you've got a sword. Let's just get it over with. Okay. That's all Toguro needed to hear. It's a lot of neck. He doesn't care about you right now. He's not like you. I think it's transcended it. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Was kind of expecting a casual block there. I think he's just okay. I'm gonna guess that he's just fully okay and sad boying. Oh, he's shirtless now. Well, now you fucked up. Yep. Equal? What could hurt me now? He doesn't want to fight. Not like that. Hmm. The sad on his inner sides. Ooh. Yes. Yeah. Fuck you. Maybe it's a useful source of. Never mind. Cause it doesn't. No. So you really just want to be validated. Make the choices I made. Yep. No. It's the reason I got here. I need them all. They need me. Symbiosis. Try. Try. fully try. Give it your best shot, Toguro. Yeah, didn't think so. No. Strength. But he's found a self now. But the most deeply cowardly thing you can do. Hmm. Let's go. Sure. Was that mid-roll? Okay, I'll try. That's mid-roll. I think we're gonna do it. I think it's happening now. I think this is the end. That was cool all the way around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We put a lot of animation into that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow, it's still going. Okay. Oh my god. My friends, this is what we call a catharsis. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Again. Oh. Fully goodbye forever? Is that just it? Is that just it? Is he just gone? No, okay. It bounced off him. Cool. Because that would have been hyper anticlimactic. Wow. Yusuke, that was a hell of a spirit gun. I think he did just shoot him with a spirit gun. Okay, fine. That is strategically interesting. Is his head still sideways? Incredible. Yeah. Very well. That's exactly what Toguro wants. Alright, snap that shit back into place. It's real creepy. Okay. That's better. We've seen him regen before. It's fine. Mostly. I don't think so. The eyes of determination. He's going beyond 100%! Oh, shit. He actually is, though. Yeah. Yep. What even is that? What even is that? Oh, God, it's all one thing. Ah, fuck off. How do you get through doorways? Like a coward. All the way. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. That's gonna be a big ball of bloom. Boom. Bang. Whatever. Can we Spirit Bomb get a little bigger? What? And maybe get behind cover. Because whatever happens, that's gonna explode. Yeah, we got time. Yep. Straight toward death. Can your strength withstand it? The light of justice? I don't know. Now people are rooting for it. I feel like he's gonna toss it somewhere else. Uh-oh. Oh, now I'm scared. Oh, shit. Nope, pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. Keiko? Keiko? Yell something. Can you yell something? It's just gonna fade. We're gonna die. Uh-oh. It's still pushing him back. Make the thing work. Do the thing, Julie. He's still stepping backward. He's failing. He's falling apart. But is it enough? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's gonna start regenning. It had to be enough, though. It had to. Otherwise, we lose. And we can't lose. So what's going on here? Togashi? Togashi. Togashi? Pull the ass pull right now. Come on. Uh-oh. Step and then fall. Yep. I'm waiting for him to collapse. He's not collapsing. Uh-oh. Yep. Hey, buddy. I think you're about to shatter. Just the tattered form underneath. Ooh, that was a bit of a roller coaster. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Loop-de-loop. And they both fall. I think it's... Sakuya, don't you pull some bullshit right now. They won. Don't pull some bullshit right now. Did he fully turn white? Whoa. Nothing left. No life there. Yusuke, can you stand up? Is that what's going on? Is that why everybody's smiling? That's why everybody's smiling, right? Hey, I'm alive. Call the fight. Let's go. I can't snap. My hands are too sweaty. I still can't snap. Fuck it. That's too much in one frame. That's too much. Holy shit, it's over. Yeah, lovers of suspense always better close your eyes. You fucking previews. God. Jesus. Well, shit, it's over. That was a cool end. That was a good end to a good fight. I think that was pretty cool there. Yep. That's the video. We'll see you next week. Whee! No, okay. We want to talk about it, of course. Okay, can we say some things that are cool, that are just like really cool? The whole Yusuke just punches Toguro, and then we spend 30 seconds watching Toguro like tumble. That's pretty dope. This is pretty dope. That's what we call catharsis, because we're not gonna have time for that kind of catharsis once we actually get to the real Juju big blast, because our life is going to be taken up entirely with tension and wondering whether it fucking worked. So we gotta have the catharsis a little bit earlier, and we get it with wapow, which is great. I think that might be my favorite part of the whole thing. Then we get our big beam battle of Blasty Boom. It's a big beam battle of Blasty Boom. It's a classic way to have a fight go. It's all the stuff that leads up to it that makes it cool. Toguro reveals that he's not even at his final form. Oh shit. Like, yeah, sure, he's done not even my final form like a dozen times, but now he not even my final form after his final form, and that's fun. That's cool. Then we blast him, and he gets blasted. And visually, it is difficult for us to tell what's happening. And that's kind of cool, because it leaves us in suspense, and the suspense here actually works. I am a lover of suspense, and that's pretty fucking neat. That's cool. Then there are two other elements that I think are really nice, and they come from the dialogue instead. One of them is Toguro's desperation to get Yusuke to admit that he's like Toguro, to get Yusuke to make the same choices that Toguro has made. Throw away the people near you and dedicate yourself entirely to the pursuit of ultimate personal strength. That's Toguro's whole mindset. And he attempts to convince Yusuke over the course of the first half of this episode that that is the correct mindset and the necessary mindset that Yusuke must take if he wants to have any chance to defeat Toguro. Basically, throw away the thing that you want to protect so that you can protect it. This is a kind of a classic devil's gambit, devil's bargain situation. It makes a lot of sense, right? You have to sacrifice, it's almost Gift of the Magi-esque, sacrifice the thing that you care about most to get the thing that other people care about most. Oh wait, you all fucked up, ha ha ha. But there's an element to it that I'm gonna have to like go and find via the dialogue. There's an element of desperate need for validation. Make the same choice that I made and show me that what I did was the right choice. Show me that my own guilt and my own regret is worth repressing because someone like you would make the same choice that I did, and that would justify everything that I've done. So if I can convince you that you must give up caring about other people, then that validates my own choice to not care about other people, and I can feel good about myself. That's Toguro's, like, core in this episode, and it's fucking neat. Like, he is an individual who has fully sacrificed his humanity, Jojo, and he wants Yusuke, Jojo, to do the same thing, because that would validate his choice to sacrifice his humanity. Yusuke won't. He defeats him with the power of his humanity, with the power of the knowledge passed on to him by Genkai, with the power of the support of his friends, with the desire to protect them. That's what he utilizes. And so, of course he won't validate Toguro. It's just a cool dynamic for a fight. That's a cool dynamic for a fight right there. That's some good stuff. Okay, I gotta go find the parts of Togoro's dialogue that make that stuff happen. Before I do, I want to say that this whole sequence of Yusuke just walking somberly is really cool. Particularly the walk cycle that he does with the head down and the arms just sort of dangling. That's super evocative. This is a march to the crucifixion. This that doesn't really work. This is something. This has weight to it, and it's cool. All right, I'm gonna move on from it because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Great.
Now let's do this.
Now let's do this. No more games. No more bullshit. No more fake power-ups. Just want this to be over. You killed my friend. I'm not letting you kill another friend. Let's go. This ends one way or another. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. As usual, effects animation is pretty sick. Lots of wind swirling around things and stuff is pretty neat. Is a cool technique. Also, you get some crazy cool black lightning and stuff, and I love it. But
Anxiety and fear. It's been 50 years since I've felt those.
anxiety and fear. It's been 50 years since I've felt those. He wants that thrill. I want to thank you, Yusuke, for finally realizing your power. I couldn't finish this story with satisfaction without you.
Until you had become like me.
Until you had become like me. That's the start of it, and it continues. Now your power has reached the level of mine. You know that's a load of crap, Toguro. Is that so? Pummel, pummel, pummel. Fly, fly, fly. Ow! Really cool cut. The second one where we got him coming toward us. Boom, this. This is really cool. The momentum of it and the whole sync up with the background is really good. Yikes. Also, very scary. So then spirits cloud around Yusuke. I thought they were going to do something that this is like all the people who've been good to Yusuke or something like that, because that would tie in with the OP lyrics of like kindness that I felt from people I don't even know and stuff like that, but it's not. I don't know what it is. It's just his emotions, I think. That's cool.
Yeah, it's weird.
His defense goes outward, guarding all of us in the stadium, while his attack is aimed solely at himself. This doesn't really make much mechanical sense, But the idea that he's attacking himself for his own regret and guilt, and like that's fueling his desire to protect everyone else is there. That makes sense. And I don't know if that's what's intended here, but I'm gonna headcanon that that's what's intended here because it makes sense to me. Guilt, shame, regret are things that are turning into I will not allow that to happen again. They turn into principles, ideals of protecting others, and that's what's giving Yusuke his strength. I think that makes logical sense, and I'm down for that as an explanation. Cool.
Are you hurting, Yusuke?
Are you hurting, Yusuke? All right.
Feeling guilty.
Feeling guilty. Don't worry, it's like the chicken pox. Once you get over it once, it'll never affect you again. Guilt and shame are weakness. They're something to be cast off, a disease, a plague, something to inoculate yourself against, not something to hold dear. Because where do they come from? They come from caring about things, right? You don't feel guilt if you don't care about, like, if you steal something, you don't feel guilt like for the act of stealing. You feel guilt because you took something from someone, right? There's a moral problem there. It wasn't yours. You took it. You've harmed them. If you don't care about them, there's no moral reason not to steal. None. There isn't. Like, the whole reason that stealing is bad is because that's somebody else's, and there's like a social contract around personal property, and you stole it. Killing people. Why do you feel regret for killing people? Because you took away the person's life. It was theirs. It's not yours to do that with. What can you do with guilt and regret and shame? You can turn them into principles. I will not allow this to happen in the future. I will not act this way in the future. And you can grow and gain great strength from those instead of just inoculating yourself against them.
Why do you let their weakness drag you down?
Think, Yusuke, what do you owe these people? Why do you let their weakness drag you down? To everything that Toguro says, there's a pretty obvious response. What do you mean? I owe them everything. Their weakness doesn't drag me down. Their weakness is my strength. I can protect them. Right?
Throw off the bags of guilt and you can become as powerful as me.
Throw off the bags of guilt and you can become as powerful as me. But the implication is if you don't throw off the bags of guilt, you will never become as powerful as me. Which is demonstrably, as the episode goes along, not true. It's just wrong. It's a false perspective. Toguro believes that his power comes from rejecting all of these things. Yusuke believes that his power comes from accepting them. They're both right. One of them wins.
Give yourself control.
Give yourself control. The control has been taken away from you by the people around you that you are forced to care about. How dare they, the plebeian masses? Become strong. For yourself. Not for them. Wait, why are you becoming strong for them? Wait, oh no!
Believe in nothing but your own strength and it can never let you down.
Unless it does. Ice cream truck! I hear the ice cream truck. Okay.
Shut up, Toguro. I'm not like you.
And that's all we need. Shut up, Toguro. I'm not like you.
I never would have gotten this far without those guys' help.
Wouldn't have gotten here without them. They're the reason for me being here.
Because I cared about them that I could win.
That's why I won. My strength comes from my friends.
You don't need anyone but yourself, don't.
But he does. And you're wrong. And you're weak because of how wrong you are. Your position has gone from a position of strength, Toguro, unassailable strength, to one of weakness, because you don't see the strength that other people can find in their friends. And so you underestimate them, and they kill you. Bye-bye. Nice. This is just another rose. The whole scene where Yusuke just casually stops Toguro by grabbing his arm. He's like, nope, not again. Not happening. It's dope. It's just a dope scene. Little guy grabs this dude by the wrist, and you feel it. He's like got the force to twist and flip Toguro on his ass if he wants to. He's got that. It's there. Let go. No, I don't take orders from you.
The older guys to look up to.
Let me get this. Yusuke's never had a father figure. We know that. Yusuke hasn't had older friends to look up to. He's been bullied a lot by older kids.
What you seem to have going, it didn't look so bad.
And that strength, that seemed... it was tempting. Yusuke is not a character who is like, I am righteous. I will not be tempted by your blah, blah, blah. No, he was tempted, of course. Strength is important to him. This is a kid who grew up on the streets, right? And this is a kid who grew up a brawler. Of course, being strong enough to defend yourself is important. But... and Toguro doesn't let him have the but.
Then you should take my advice. Idiot!
No, I won't take your advice. You're wrong.
Did want. Until Genkai told me the rest.
And Genkai told you what? Genkai told you that Toguro fled because he was afraid of himself, of aging, of dying, of the inevitable. And so he did the most cowardly thing he could possibly do. So how can you respect somebody whose strength comes from cowardice? You can't. Yusuke can't, at least. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Our characters are fully and completely diametrically opposed. There is no fixing this. There is no middle ground.
Since I started this whole tournament, I've learned the value of what you gave away.
Because we disagree on that one point. Maybe the strength is worth it, but not the way you got it. The ends do not justify the means. And that is the core of our moral argument. And that is the core of what this entire fight, this entire arc has been building up to. So it turns into a gigantic super blast of blastiness, and it's dope. We need to go over the Toguro gets pummeled across the entire stadium sequence, because it's hashtag dope. It's just sick as fuck. Wabam, mid-roll into... okay. Boom. Shakalaka. Frame by frame. The twisted mass that is Toguro and the number of, like, facial expressions we get from him. We get shots from his perspective. These are great. Him becoming this, like, flailing ball of limbs and pain is wonderful and deeply cathartic. This character who, again, has stood at the center of the ring being an unassailable, like, towering force, gets thrown off his rocker, and every single trick of character gets thrown across the arena that we have ever seen. Face plant, face slide, everything. Tumble, funny tumble again. Every single one we pull out of the bag. Because this is kind of deeply funny that this immensely powerful character gets smacked and gets smacked this bad. It's also a really, really dope set of cuts. Just all together. It's really sick and very shocking when he comes up with his head just like, I don't feel so good. This is great. And looks up to see an incoming spirit bomb. Blast. Wave. Spirit gun. There we go. That's all the same. Big blue light energy bomb. Which is also super dope. I thought Toguro was fucking riding this thing, and I was like, wait, that's gonna be super anticlimactic. You just blasted him to the stratosphere one shot? Oh no, he's fine. He deflected it a little bit. We got one more. We got one more time around the block here. So dope. Show me everything. I'm gonna put everything into one shot. You put everything into fighting against it. Let's go. And he does. He gets all gross and more gross. It's worse. It's just worse. It's fully inhuman. And we shoot him. At this point, I mean, it plays out pretty standardly, pretty straightforwardly. We shoot him with the gun. He tries to stop it. He looks like he stopped it. There is a big roller coaster up-down situation here. Justin Cook loses all of his vocal cords. Your sacrifice is noble, Justin Cook. Also your vocal cords, thank you. And fires a spirit gun blast. At which point Sakio is just like, wait a second, that's a big boom. Can my boy actually do this? And Sakio dies if Toguro loses here, right? Like, there are stakes. I'm intrigued how that will play out. I don't think Sakio's gonna give his shit up. He'll be like, oh yeah, I'm an honorable person. I said that I would bet my life on Toguro, and I will do so. No, Sakio's gonna be like, I'm out. Helicopter, please. Immediate evac. Let me get out of here. So that could turn into something interesting. But man, this is pretty well done tension-wise. The moment where he actually gets his arms around the thing and collapses it. Makes us think that maybe this didn't work, and that's real bad. But it worked. He falls apart. And there are a bunch of little moments throughout here that are, like, constructed to be the moment where we think Toguro will fall, and he doesn't. It's over and over and over. Like, there is the Hajime no Ippo versus Rocky moment, right? Where they both swing, and Rocky's up, and Rocky takes a step. And you're like, oh shit, he's taking that step. He is going to finish off Ippo. Ippo can barely stand. Rocky takes the step, tumbles to the floor, right? We get that moment here, right here. We focus on this particular step that Toguro is taking, the first step that he takes. And why do we do that? It's because there's a trope of taking that first step and falling, right? Like, so I'm looking at this, I'm like, he's going to take that first step and he's going to tumble. He didn't. Oh, shit. So it's all these different, like, barriers where narratively I'm like, okay, he is being blasted by the thing. He's going to get evaporated. He didn't get evaporated. He's going to do something else and it's going to explode. He didn't explode. He managed to make the entire beam thing go away. He's going to stand there and then fall apart. He didn't fall apart. He's taking his first step. He's going to take his first step and then tumble to the floor. He didn't tumble to the floor. He's still coming for Yusuke. And then he starts to crack and we win. He says,
"And now that surviving beast can at last be put to rest."
He's grateful for this last fight. I mean, I usually like the idea that there's, like, some nobility in defeat from opponents sometimes, and we've used that to great effect over the course of Yu Hakusho. Toguro is not a character who deserves that. Sorry, bud. I don't want your respect. Not if it comes from your paradigm about power. I don't want it. And we don't really get it. It's there, but we don't respond to it. And he doesn't live on to be in the stands like Rinku and Chu, right? He doesn't live on for this. He's gone. His ideal has been defeated. Toxic masculinity is dead. I dance now. Sorry, that is a quote from Dimension 20 Fantasy High, which I highly recommend that you go and watch. Lou Wilson is hilarious. But yeah, we've defeated his paradigm, his ideals, and very completely. We have shattered the outer shell that is him, and then shown all that was him, all that was scary about him becoming empty, white husk. All of the darkness and character just turns into ragged mess, and Toguro is gone. Woohoo! Ow, ow! End of the fight. We did it. Also, just have to mention it because it happens really soon right over here. The Kodo and Jury team up that we've all been waiting for. Wacha! Wapow! Bada bing! Bada pow! They're wonderful. I love them. Mostly Kodo. Jury's okay too. She's accumulated enough okay girl points to be okay in my book. Kodo's still better. That's it. I think that's basically a wrap for these two episodes. Before we sign off, I do want to go and look up the staff and stuff for both episodes. I'm more interested in 64, I think, but I'm intrigued. I wouldn't be surprised if Wakabayashi was animation director on either of these two episodes, but I don't know. ANN Yu Hakusho. Be back to you in a second. Okay, so 62 was storyboarded by Akihiro Enomoto, who we have covered multiple times. And it was episode directed by, is it Shigeru Ueda? Because he's at the last of the end of the thing. It's Shigeru Ueda. Wow. Okay, cool. And then 63, if I can find it. It's Masami Shimoda. That actually tracks. Okay, cool. And also direction. Cool. How about animation direction? Atashi Wakabayashi. Neither. Interesting. Very cool. 62, Akihiro Enomoto. That makes sense. And 63... Yoshinori Tokiya. Okay, cool. I just wanted to know some names and throw those names out because these people deserve respect for making this a good couple of episodes. These were really solid and really well written on Togashi's part. I'm glad we talked about the Spirit Cuffs thing because it gave us some like fodder to talk about the next things that happen. But I would also say that even if I didn't change my tune about the Spirit Cuffs thing, the writing elements that come right after it with all of this stuff way better and really cool, and I like it a lot. This was a cathartic, well-deserved, and well-earned, and, like, cool end to a fight, and I appreciate that when I see it. Boom, that's our episode. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Yu Hakusho episodes 63 and 64. I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week when we're going to watch a couple more. If you want those episodes a little bit later, they'll be on Patreon soon before they go up on YouTube. You can check them out if you want to. Links in the description. Do. Cool? Cool. See you next week. Peace.